I didn't even say black. I didn't even say the word black. And a whole bunch of black Americans, they were offended just because I said that a lot of Americans go to Sosua looking for prostitution. But the kind of obviously, you have a lot of prostitution as well. But in Sosua, it's more like outlaws. It's more like with no rules. White people from the United States as well, they usually have like their sexual fantasies are a little crazy. That it's different. When it comes to pleasure, I've noticed that they're a little crazier than the rest of us. They do want to do like crazy stuff, and they also look for services of teenagers. Prostitution is not going to disappear. They're going to migrate. I agree. Sosua has you can technically buy any kind of pleasure in Sosua, from having one woman in your bed or having 3 or 4, but it goes deeper because you can find any age, especially the ones under 18. Welcome to another episode of the Dominican News. Today, I want to talk about Sosua again.
Sí. No, friki. Conversación. ¿Qué fue? ¿Es bueno? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien?
For those of you that don't know, Sosua is a very nice location in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. So Sosua is within Puerto Plata. And Puerto Plata is a beautiful, super beautiful province in the Dominican Republic. If you want like beautiful beaches, beautiful destinations, Turkish water, white sand, that is the place. Puerto Plata and Sosua, those places are very beautiful. However, this destination is known by the nightlife that it offers. So lately, the Dominican Republic government, the authorities have been attacking very, very hard Sosua, and they have been trying to clean up the streets. Now, you probably know, but for those of you that don't know, Sosua is better known by all of the prostitution services that it offers. Sosua has you can technically buy any kind of pleasure in Sosua, from having one woman in your bed or having 3 or 4, but it goes deeper because you can find any age, especially the ones under 18. You can find anything in Sosua, like any kind of sexual desire or fantasy that you have, it can be bought in Sosua. Now, a lot of people, of course, are against this new policy that the Dominican authorities are trying to implement in Sosua. They're trying to take down all of those prostitution centers, where especially you have a lot of undocumented women and you have also minors there. They're trying to destroy the prostitution business. How long that's going to take, I don't know. Will they complete the mission? I don't know. But if they wanted to complete the mission, they will, because they do have the power to do that. Though also Sosua, it's not like a big place. So if they want to take it down, of course. But now you're going to tell me, prostitution is not going to disappear. They're going to migrate. I agree. I don't think prostitution is going to disappear. But it might really actually change a little bit in Sosua if they continue doing like that. Because if they destroy the lifestyle in Sosua, then the business is going to come down. And this women that do this kind of work, they're going to go to other destinations such as Punta Cana. Punta Cana, you have a lot of prostitution as well. But in Sosua, it's more like outlaws. It's more like with no rules,
Cristo. Baby. Hola.
Hola.
I was trying to talk to you yesterday. You wouldn't talk to me. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Elisa.
Elisa. You busy? No? ¿Dónde vas? You just go? You don't know?
You?
Me? Get something to eat. Comida. Drinks.
Punta Cana, it's a bit more controlled, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So you have a lot of Canadians, you have Europeans, you have Americans that they come to Sosua. Those are like the main nationalities and people, places where people come to Sosua. You got people from everywhere, but especially from Europe, like Russians. You have a lot of Russians. You have Spanish people. You have Italians. You have a lot of Italians there. You have people from Canada and people from the United States. What I've noticed that white people, like from Canada, and people from Europe, and also white people from the United States as well, they usually have like their sexual fantasies are a little crazy. That it's different. When it comes to pleasure, I've noticed that they're a little crazier than the rest of us. They do want to do like crazy stuff, and they also look for services of teenagers. They do all that kind of deprivations and crazy stuff that I disagree with, but yeah. And they don't get offended. I mean, if I say that in front of a whole bunch of white people, they're not going to be offended for that. They're just going to say, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. However, when I mentioned in the other video that in Sosua you have a lot of people, I didn't even say black. I didn't even say the word black, and a whole bunch of black Americans, they were offended just because I said that a lot of Americans go to Sosua looking for prostitution. Now, this has nothing to do with color. Why everything has to come to the race? Yeah, why? Why is everything about race? What the government is trying to do in Sosua has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Yeah, I read some comments and I saw people like, especially black people what? This has nothing to do with my skin color. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. If the government want to take that shit down, they will. And that's it. But I understand that when you go to Sosua at night, you see a lot of black Americans there.
He ain't lying.
Like a lot of, you see a lot of black Americans there. And, they just go to Sosua for 1 week and a little bit of money. And, they just want to buy off the whole island.
I don't know. I bought some shoes. Man, we ain't got no. I gotta check my book. Check your bank.
Wait, $200, shut $300.
Look, G, this look like hella bands, don't it?
That is, ain't it?
I ain't got no money. Look, G, 20 on top,
Okay.
20 on bottom, hella
And
one.
I understand you have a lot of black Americans in Sosua, and this is going to affect your favorite touristic destination where you can technically do anything you want. But I don't think when the authorities here were taking the decision to take that shit down, I don't think they were thinking about black Americans. Trust me, I really doubt it. Okay, let's make this plan to affect black people from the United States. No, please. This is not about race. This is not about the color. This is prostitution of minors, prostitution of adults, prostitution of everything. You have mafias, you have drugs here, you have everything. So for you, it's nothing because you just come here for 1 or 2 weeks, you have fun, and you go back home. But then here, the way the government sees that is that they're having an increase in prostitution. They're having a lot of minors, a lot of under 18 girls and boys being used as a product here in Sosua. And that comes with drug business, that comes with everything. That comes with a lot of things, You have a whole bunch of white dudes that they come here, especially Canadians, and a lot of people from the United States that are white people. They always come here looking for sexual services that you will never imagine. Sick stuff. Yeah, like very, very sick. And they find those services here. They find it. If there is a demand, there's going to be a supply. Always. That's the basic principle of economy. You want something, I'll get it for you. But if I say this, kind of the Canadians are not offended by that. They're like, yeah, he's actually right. Let me just keep my mouth shut. He's right. But as soon as I say something that somehow affects the black community, especially from the United States, they get offended. I'm not trying to offend people. I'm just giving you the reality of what's going on. I'm just trying to tell the world what's happening here. White people, they have one advantage. When it comes to going to Sosua to buy the services they offer in Sosua, white people, I'm talking about men, men, they usually come alone. They don't take photos, they just come alone here and they do what they're gonna do and then they go back home and that's it. But Black Americans, they usually come in packs. They usually come with friends, 2 or 3 or 4, and they want to be noticed. Sometimes, and they record everything. They want to make sure that everybody sees what they're doing. So I think this is why we have the perception that you have a lot of Black Americans in Sosua, that they come here to look for those sexual services. And I've been to Sosua, and of course, you see a high presence of Black Americans in Sosua. If the government succeeds, then the economy in Sosua is going to suffer, because prostitution is like one of the main source of money, of income in Sosua, because you guys come here looking for that, and then this prostitute has to go to a hotel. She pays a hotel, she buys food, you guys go to a restaurant. So the money, you move the money, whether it's a lot of money or not, but you move the money. So all I want to say that this situation has nothing to do with black and white. It just has something to do with the society in Sosua. Yeah, so the government is trying to take it down. I don't know if they will be able to do that. Maybe they're just gonna try a couple of months and then they will just give up. I don't know. But if they persist, they will succeed.
The new Sosua. This is what they're looking for right here.
This video that you see here, this is a recent video there in Sosua. This is the community. They made like an exhibition of local products. And so this is the kind of things they do. They do that in a lot of places in the DR, but I don't think they ever did that in Sosua. Yeah, because they do that everywhere here where there's like a normal community. But this is probably not very common in Sosua. Guys, thank you very much for supporting, and thank you very much for hitting the like button. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.